This week on Outdoor Nation, we're going to be following Dwayne Carter and a couple of his buddies as they compete in the bow hunting league.
I heard him crash. He didn't go very far.
Welcome to our show. We are one.
In 2020, Chris Heyman invited me to the Bow Hunting League. The Bow Hunting League is a nationwide competition among bow hunters where you got three-man teams that are trying to figure out what team can come up with the most inches. In 2020, a big cold front rolls in around October the 21st. Chris is headed to Kansas to chase a big 10-point. I'm at home hunting a flyer buck. What a deer. Outdoor Nation TV. My biggest bow buck right here. Chris goes up there, knocks down a giant 10-point. Him and I, we both did pretty good. We just didn't pick up that third buck. So coming into 2021 season, we know we got to make a change. So I've known Chris Heyman for a very long time, from back when I used to shoot 3D. The kid, he's taken that to a whole new level. He's actually shooting pro for Matthews now. Outstanding young man, great hunter, great shot. Well, in 2021, me and Chris Heyman, we recruit our good buddy, Scott Langley. Scott Langley, we met him on the 3D range as well. As soon as we met him, he had just the personality that draws you to him. You could tell that he was a great outdoorsman, a great hunter. Some of his stories, some of his trophies on the wall, we knew we wanted to add him to the team. Well, coming into our second season of the Bow Hunt League 2021, we're known as the OKIE NINJAS. I'm at home, getting prepared, doing food plots, trying to take it serious and find a big buck of my own to hunt, running game cameras and whatnot. Meanwhile, Scott Langley, he's up in Kentucky, and he knocks down a giant velvet buck.
Should be a good evening. We got hardwood finger that comes right up to the pile of buck buckery. And pretty good buck here on film. So wind's perfect. We slipped in here and just see what happens. We'll see if we can make it count.
If I could have another afternoon with my grandmother, I would be so blessed.
I'm very proud to be a Potawatomi. I always have been. That's the way I was taught.
If you keep that history alive, you keep the people alive.
The more that I learn about the Potawatomi culture, the more I see how it is still a part of my family and how those people, that is what my mom was. The things that she pursued, the things important to her, the things that she passed on to me.
The fight. You're a member of the tribe. You're part of the family. So that's real important.
Wonderful memories down here on this land, in this area.
How friendly the people are.
Really?
That's fake news.
Find your elders and get all the information, no matter how busy you are.
I just want to say I am very proud of my family here.
You know, it's been said if you're not reaching back to help someone, you're not building your legacy.
Rainmaker's legacy began with our grandfather, then our father, who taught us success is more than just making money. It's about the relationships and making a difference.
We hope that when we give back to our community, we impact people's lives, improve their future, and our values are passed down to our children. Hopefully, we inspire other people to invest in our community.
Randy's Tire and Alignment has a loyal customer base built on trust, talent, and time. We love what we do, and your trust fuels our business. Our talented auto repair professionals bring years of experience, skill, and education. We take the time to listen to you and understand your needs or goals for your vehicle. Randy's Tire and Alignment, where we treat you like family.
October 1st is right around the corner, and you know what that means? Food plot time.
Seed and fertilizer, we got that too! Shawnee Feed Center has made a special blend just for Oklahoma hunters.
It has a great seed mixture, anything from wheat, oats, rye, winter peas, clover, and much more.
From large bags to small, they've got it available today. So go by and see Jason and the team at Shawnee Feed Center.
Unreal. Unreal. Man, what a buck. Man, that's all you can ask for right there.
Well, the new guy runs up to Kentucky like you've seen, knocks down a giant velvet buck, 156 inches, I believe. Season hadn't even started in Oklahoma. I'm chomping at the bit to get my bow in my hand and see what I can't find. Opening day rolls around. Chris and Scott got some deer up in northwestern Oklahoma. Make a quick trip up there. I'll be dang. Scott upgrades, which you're allowed to do in the bow hunt league, and knocks down his biggest buck to date, 170-inch 10-point.
Look at that. Give me a thumbs up, fellas.
Look at this. Oh.
He's so molded. That's big. Look at that.
That's Louisville slugger, cuz.
So early season without a big mature buck that I'm interested in hunting, I'm concentrating towards my daughter getting a deer. We put that food plot in behind the house. Luck have it, we had a north wind. She come in and took advantage of it. Killed a buck called Homeboy. just shot a 5.5-year-old deer, baby. How cool is that? Oh my gracious, what a beautiful deer. Look at the mass. He's gorgeous. He is so pretty.
Daddy.
Look at him. Count his points, would you?
1, 2, 3.
It wasn't until a little later in October where I had a deer that I wanted to hunt that really piqued my interest a little bit. So I started putting a little bit of tree stand time in, passing up some smaller bucks.
It's Halloween, October 31st. I haven't seen Jack in about, I haven't had pictures of him in 4 days.
Done. I'll go down here, take a look at my area. With pretty well intents of taking a doe, I've got a lot of does on this farm. I didn't have the right wind to hunt neither one of the deer that I want to hunt. I had just too much west this evening. Not a deer here that I really want to take though, so I come over here and took a doe because they need to be taken out.
Fire Lake gives back to the South Rock Creek Turkey Dinner through generous donation of resources.
Fire Lake Foods gives back by donating enough food to feed 250 people every week.
Fire Lake Discount Foods, your community grocer, making a difference.
I've made a very good living playing guitar and writing songs, and that's my job, and I love it. I consider myself very fortunate. You can be from a very, very small town like this and reach for a star and get it.
I'm old enough to know better, but I'm still too young to care.
I came because I had an ill-fitting partial. I was extremely ashamed of my appearance and my smile. My first visit, I came in tears, and I was reassured by Dr. Hall about how everything was going to be okay. They was going to be able to help me. We followed that treatment plan around my budget. It is worth $1 million to me. I just feel beautiful.
Visit our website, implantsurgerycenter.com, to get your smile transformation started today.
Well, with November rolling around, one of my landowners gets a hold of me, lets me know he's found a big buck, so I'm running cameras. I put 2 sets out there. Within 2 or 3 days, I get pictures of the shooter. Sure enough, a 6-year-old deer that he's got me excited. Well, I get this deer that I'm pretty excited about on camera. He disappears for 1 night, 2 nights. I figure out from previous years hunting other deer, usually they get on lockdown. They show up on the 3rd day. 3rd day is a really cold, frosty morning. I get in there and I get after him.
I just smoked him. Yes. I'm pretty sure we got a big buck down. I'll give him a little bit. 20 minutes. I double on this deer. He's dead. There ain't no doubt about it. I heard him crash. He didn't go very far. But I think I see my arrow fall out of him right before he hit this tree line. Huh? There ain't nothing wrong with him. The neighbors had pictures of him for 3 years, says he's a 6-year-old deer. That's the kind of deer I want to take, 6-year-old deer. We don't care what he scores. He's old enough, he's mature enough, and he's big enough for me, and I couldn't be more happy with him.
Well, we got our 2nd buck down. I'm tickled. The monkey's off my back. I can kind of sit back and relax a little bit. Pressure's off me, so we're just waiting on Chris Hammond to pull the trigger. Chris heads up to northwestern Oklahoma, doubles up. His 2nd buck ends up being a buck he calls Big B. He's got some prior history with, lays the hammer down on him, a great 6-year-old deer, all of it on video. Unfortunately, he has prior obligations to another show, so we can just show you the recovery.
Look at that. Oh yeah, that's where the hole kind of looks a little weird, but V3, big buck, myself, holy cow, what a stud.
So we're sitting at #1 right now, OKIE Wind Ninjas from Oklahoma. This is a nationwide competition all over the United States, and we're putting a show on them. Well, with us sitting at #1 just by a few inches, I know it's more than likely up to me to upgrade. I've got the smaller deer. You know, Scott, he's got his personal best. Chris has got a giant, nearly 160. I've got a 140. So I'm scrambling around looking for an upgrade.
Pretty good looking 3-year-old deer. I'm pretty sure he's 3. He looked a lot bigger in person than what he did on camera pictures. That deer was here at 12:28 2 days ago, middle of the day.
The big buck I was after, he just never did give me an opportunity.
I came because I had an ill-fitting partial. I was extremely ashamed of my appearance and my smile. My first visit, I came in tears, and I was reassured by Dr. Hall about how everything was going to be okay. They was going to be able to help me. We followed that treatment plan around my budget. It is worth $1 million to me. I just feel beautiful.
Visit our website, implantsurgerycenter.com, to get your smile transformation started today.
Fire Lake gives back to the South Rock Creek Turkey Dinner through generous donation of resources.
Fire Lake Foods gives back by donating enough food to feed 250 people every week.
Fire Lake Discount Foods, your community grocer, making a difference.
You know, it's been said if you're not reaching back to help someone, you're not building your legacy.
Rainmaker's legacy began with our grandfather, then our father, who taught us success is more than just making money. It's about the relationships and making a difference.
We hope that when we give back to our community, we impact people's lives, improve their future, and our values are passed down to our children. Hopefully, we inspire other people to invest in our community.
I've made a very good living playing guitar and writing songs, and that's my job, and I love it. I consider myself very fortunate. You can be from a very, very small town like this and reach for a star and get it.
I'm old enough to know better, but I'm still too young to care.
We all have a story to tell. You're not telling the story to us. You're not telling the story to your family. You're telling the story that your great-great-grandchildren will have the opportunity to see and listen to you.
Serve others, and you'll get that reward you're looking for.
Woo, boys and girls, I've got a giant deer found, let me tell you, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's a big typical, a 5x5. I don't know how big he is. He's huge. Probably the biggest frame typical deer that I've ever had game camera pictures of, and he daylighted this morning. He was really close yesterday evening. It's a new farm. I just started hunting. It's after rifle season. I think today's December the 16th, and I'm fixing to shoot my bow because I'm nervous and that's what I should do. So let's go shoot this bow. Chris Hammond decides he's gonna come down and video me on the very first cold front. I make a little ground blind. There's not any cover on this piece of property, so I've actually driven 2 T-posts in the ground and zip tied evergreen trees to it on the back side of a terrace. We sneak in there. The only bad thing is we bumped a deer getting in, kind of blew our hunt on the first hunt. So with us blowing the hunt that morning, I look at the layout a little bit. I find out that I'm gonna have to crawl in about the last 70 yards to not be seen getting into this set. First south wind after a cold front, I make a big loop around the back door, make a set that morning. Luck have it, within 2 minutes of legal shooting light, I got this giant 10 right beside me about 15 yards. Unfortunately, I couldn't get him on camera. I had my video camera tucked back into an evergreen tree, so I've got to let this deer walk by me and get in frame, and then I got to try to get him stopped. I just shot a giant. I hope my arrow hit where I think my arrow hit.
So excited.
Let's go look for it now.
Can we go look
Let's
for
go.
it now?
She's got a point.
All right, let's go. Unfortunately, this deer ducked me really hard. Just working with the camera, trying to get him in frame, trying to get him shot all at the same time. On a buck of a lifetime, I hit him a little high. Unfortunately, we couldn't make the recovery. Luck have it, 6 days later, the deer shows back up on camera. He's perfectly fine. I hit him high in no man's land, and the hunt continues. January the 2nd just happened to be one of the coldest days that I've ever hunted. I sit out there in sleet, freezing, cold, wind blowing, seen almost every deer on the property that morning except for him. Come that evening, there's about 10 does in front of me for quite a while with the sun still up. As soon as they moved off to head of the wheat, Here he come up out of a ditch all by himself. Everything's looking great. He gets up there at about 38 yards. I dial my sight to him, waiting on him to turn. The deer finally turns. I went to pull back, and the worst thing that could ever happen to a hunter in this situation happened to me. My D-loop broke about a quarter draw. So after my D-loop breaks, I don't do a post-hunt interview whatsoever. I was pretty disgusted. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't get the Big Ten killed. I hunted him to the very end, the very last day, the very last minute. He slipped me this year, but what a great encounter I had. Not only one, but two with an absolute giant deer. The OKIE Wind Ninjas ended up in 4th place overall out of 790 teams, which I'm pretty proud of. Man, if I could have got that deer, if I could have got that upgrade, it would have been better. And hey, you know, if my barn buck hadn't broken off both of his brow tines before words, that would have given us the 7 inches it would have took to put us over the top.
DC, that is some bad luck, man. I'm truly sorry that happened to you there at the end. You might want to change out that D-loop about every 20 years. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll see you next week.
Why do you think this is so funny? Is there anybody worse than me at this? Last one, Willis.